Hello and welcome to the Entrefluential Life Podcast, the early morning show. I'm your host, John Tanner.
And I'm your co-host, Sebastian Tanner.
Welcome, Sebastian. It's so good to see you this Wednesday morning. And everybody else, I'm glad that you're joining us either now or later on when you watch this video or listen to the audio podcast. And we're so great to have you here. And we have a really cool show that we just put together. I'll be honest with you, we didn't know if we were going to be able to make it this morning because Sebastian has a commitment for work and we've got guests here. So if you hear some background noise, I just want to go ahead and apologize in advance because we have guests here at our house in Jacksonville. So, but we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to go ahead and move forward because that's what we do in life. We pivot, we adjust, and we keep moving forward. What do you say to that, Sebastian?
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely, 100%. I
Hey,
kind
listen,
of
man,
felt the
I
same
don't
way.
know what's going on over there in Boston, but your energy level is like at an 8, and I need you at a 12, which is 10, which is the top.
I
What's
think
going on
once
over
this
there, buddy?
coffee starts to kick in,
Oh, is
then
that
we'll
what it
get,
is? Oh,
yeah,
it'll start until you have your first cup of coffee?
I think really like as I get older, that cup of coffee is more necessary. So like before I drank it when I was younger, and that was like, I don't even know what I want to call it. It was just basically like for taste because it wasn't doing nothing. I had enough energy as it was. Now
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wake
yeah.
up tired, even when I get enough sleep. Like last night, I went to bed pretty early,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know, man. Like that boxing training is like I don't know. Between work and then training, I wake up. I feel like I can never get enough rest. So that coffee, it hits me differently now as I'm
Okay,
getting
well,
older and I get more tired.
let me ask you a question, okay? Let's find out. I'm going to dig a little deeper here, which is what a good coach does, a good counselor digs in deeper to find out what's really going on underneath the surface, right?
Right,
So, Sebastian, my question is, what time did you go to bed last night?
11.
Get out of town. Woo!
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to give Sebastian a round of applause for that one. Yay! Because that's way better than last week. Remember last week what you said?
Yeah, like closer to 4 a.m.
Yeah,
It was.
that's
It was
right.
closer to
Like
four.
four,
So,
almost 4 o'clock in the morning. So going to bed at 11 o'clock last night is absolutely freaking awesome, Sebastian. Good job.
thank you, thank you. Um, I wish we could cue some round of applause sound. We need to get like a little soundtrack at some point.
Oh,
Uh,
I got you, man. I don't know if it's on this phone, but
oh,
let's see if I have it. Hold on one second. I'm not prepared. I'll admit that, but it is. Oh no, it's not on this one. Yeah, you're right. To get more prepared. So on my other phone, the one that I'm using right now, I do
oh,
have
okay.
applause on there. I can just push the button and go, yay! You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I'll have to get this phone queued up to be able to do that next time.
Yep, yep. We'll make it happen.
that's that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, we are. But yeah,
That's awesome.
definitely feel like much more rested today than last weekend, like last
Uh-huh,
week, of course. But I
uh-huh,
think just as time goes by, that I go to bed earlier, then it's slowly gonna set in. My sleep schedule will get a little bit better as I go on.
okay.
Yeah, the goal is like 10, 11 every night. And
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. You've got to get enough sleep, and at your age, you're gonna be 24 in October, right?
yeah,
24 years old. You're still probably in need of at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Because, like, when you're in your
right,
late teens, you need 11 hours of sleep, right? But
right.
maybe 8 is enough at your age, right? Eight to
Yeah,
ten.
8 hours is definitely, yeah, between 8 and 10 is
Yeah,
perfect, I would
I
say.
sleep like 5, like, and that's it.
Yeah,
And
wow.
I'm good.
Uh,
I'm like, I cannot force myself to sleep any more than 5 hours. It's
Man, for me,
insane.
5 hours would be pretty rough.
Yeah, well, yeah. If I get 5, I'm like good to go. That's it. That's all I need. And I feel like because like I'll be 50 next month, right? So when you get
Yeah,
to my age, half your life is already done. I think your body knows, like, okay, you only got half of your life left, buddy. So you're not sleeping your life the second half of your life. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna sleep
right.
less and do more. So
Yep.
that's what I call it.
As long as
So
you
anyway,
feel rested,
hey,
can't
but
complain
listen,
with
I,
that.
I noticed that, and I'm sure that our audience is going to notice as well that you have a different background. So why don't you tell us what's going on there?
Yeah, I have a much different background now. I think I like this one the best out of the last year, I want to say.
Uh huh.
It's been pretty rough. Like I was in the car for a while, doing the show. A lot of the show was from the car. Like
Yeah.
months of the show was me and the recording in the car. Then I tried recording inside the
Yeah, I remember
kitchen
you
or
being in
dining
the van.
room. Huh?
I
In the
remember you
van.
recording in the van.
Yep, it was in the work van. So
Yeah.
I transitioned from that. Like I was slowly trying to record inside the house, but we were with my girlfriend's family, and you know, trying to get people to be quiet for the podcast is a really big challenge because they have their own life going on. So it's kind of like I'm intruding on their space
Yep.
with my own commitment, and that's
Mm-hmm.
something that you really can't expect somebody to I guess respect in a way. Like, you know, like they have their own home. This is their own sanctuary. This is where they want to be loud if they want to, if they want to say this or whatever. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like I don't want to have that background noise in the podcast. So I decided to not really keep filming inside the home, you know.
Mhm.
And there's certain episodes where I was inside the home, no one was home. So that was nice. But yeah, I like to have a designated area for the show. This is my new apartment clubhouse office. So they have, I wish I could turn the camera over, but I'm using this right now. So pretty much like we have some IMAX in front of me. So they have
What?
like two IMAX
IMAX?
right there. Yeah, they're a little outdated,
IMAX?
but they're IMAX.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so they're pretty nice. They have
Yeah.
some nice office chairs. Maybe I'll do a tour after this. But like they have some pretty cool paintings, but over here, like pictures on the wall. Maybe I want to get on that side for the next show.
Yeah,
But they have a printer behind me as well. Like this is a
that's
nice little
great.
office space. They have a chair with like kind of gives me a classroom college type of vibe with this. Like
Hmm.
just like a lounge chair with a little
With a
desk
desk.
area.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying it a lot. I like this setup,
That's
but
great.
the
That's
best in the
awesome.
past year. I loved our
Awesome.
setup, but I like that I have more of a setup now, so I'm enjoying it
Yeah,
a lot.
I love it, man. So, well, congratulations on moving into your new place. That's awesome.
Thank you, thank
How
you.
far away are you from downtown Boston?
Oh man, um, it depends on traffic. Like if there's no traffic, I can get
Yeah,
there in 20 minutes.
that's cool,
So
man. 20
yeah,
minutes away from
like
downtown. That's awesome.
yeah, 20 to 25. Like from Seaport District, I can get there in 18 minutes. So
Nice,
that
nice.
depends if I go out for dinner like at night, whatever. If I leave between let's say 8 and 10,
Uh huh.
around that time frame, there's going to be no traffic on the road.
What
Like
what about
closer
like
to the later
seven?
hour,
What about 7 p.m.?
it might take me 40 minutes to get over there.
At
It
7
might take,
p.m.?
yeah, it depends
Wow,
on how bad the traffic is. I mean, sometimes like
wow.
I've been
Okay,
driving at 8 o'clock at night and it was busy. So
okay, okay.
in the
I
daytime,
need to
like
know that because like when I come to visit and I want to go
yeah,
out, I
that's
might find
right.
myself a date and I need to time it
Yes.
right.
And the worst part is like in the middle of the day. So when I'm working and I'm going past Boston and I'm going to jobs in Everett and I'm going to Malden and I'm going to all these different places past Boston,
Yeah,
it could take me over an hour to get over there with
yeah. Well,
highways.
that's the same like in Miami, right? I mean, if you're going
Yeah,
from,
it's just
you
like
know,
Miami.
take a job from Cutler Ridge to Kendall, it could take you an hour if the
Yeah.
traffic's jacked up, you know?
Yeah,
So,
I was like, damn, I thought I left South Florida. I don't know what the hell is going on.
well, hey, man, that's big city living, you know?
It's city lifestyle,
Yep,
and
yep,
I'm a city boy,
yep,
so
yep, yep,
I got to
yep.
deal with it. I love it, man.
Sometimes you got to be
It's
the
been
city
great.
mouse, and sometimes you got to be the country mouse. Right now, you're being the city mouse. Is what it is. What it is.
I'm the
I remember
city
that guy from
mouse.
We Bought a Zoo. He was the real estate guy. He was like,
Yes.
it is what
Oh
it is.
man, that was a great movie. That was
It
with
is a
Matt
great
Damon.
movie.
Matt Damon.
Huh?
Matt Damon and Scarlett Johansson, no?
Yeah. Those are the
Yep.
main characters. Yeah. Good
Dude, I'm
actors.
telling you, ask me anything about movies. Like you can ask me what I ate for dinner
We're,
last week and I won't even know. But movies?
we're the same in that regard, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have that because we're passionate about films and TV and acting.
Exactly. I love it,
It's a
man.
passion
Oh,
for us, so that's why it
it
comes
is.
natural for us to remember
Yep.
character scenes. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
now that I have the own
You put your
place, I
heart
can
into it, it's
start
easy to remember things. You know what I mean?
exactly when you're
Yeah,
passionate about it. Like
yeah.
soon
Energy,
I'm
your
gonna have
heart
a movie
energy
collection.
has like it's just it's the magnitude is substantial.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm. Well, listen, we've had a pretty long introduction, and we need to get into it because you got work to
Yep.
do, and I got to go exercise before I get my day going too, right? So
Yep.
get on it, right?
Mm.
Okay,
Yes, we should
so
absolutely do that.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. I'm gonna pull up my show notes. Let me get the email here.
Okay.
I'm gonna present so that you can go through the physical tip of the day and the spiritual tip of the day.
Excellent.
Okay.
Hearing some background audio. What's going on? Oh, wow.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
There we go. I'm just opening up my Gmail because I emailed the physical and the mental tip of the day to my email account so I could share it with you guys on screen. For those of you who are just listening, we're just pulling up my Gmail account online so that we can show the viewers on YouTube the physical tip of the day, which is an exercise called the Gladiator Workout by Nyla Ray, and then our mental tip of the day, which I pulled from Pinterest. These both of these come from Pinterest, actually. It's a great resource for all kinds. I love Pinterest, man. By the way, I'm like hitting 9,000 views a month. So anybody who's here watching that has gone to my Pinterest board and has been checking that out, thank you so much for watching my content on Pinterest. I love it. I've been trying to build that up for a long time. And I took this strategy class by gosh, what is the woman's name? Now I feel guilty. I don't remember the woman's name. And she said, like, okay, so if you do a blog post, for instance, you can take that blog post and instead of just posting it on Pinterest one time, she recommends that you post it 10 times, right? 10 to 15 times. You just change out the Pinterest pin, the color, like the image that you connect to it, and just do 15 different types of pins, and then connect to the same blog page.
Huh? Is it Amy Porterfield?
No, I love Amy Porterfield, but no, it was actually somebody else.
Yeah, that's a great strategy. I mean, hey, it's worked. Like you went from the views you had before, and you're almost reaching 10,000 monthly views on there. So that Pinterest account is really growing exponentially for you.
Yeah, it is, man. Hey, you know what? I'm having a hard time pulling this thing up. Let me see. I'll try it again one more time. God, her name's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. Anyway, so the strategy was great and it's working. So I'm very thankful for it because hitting 9,000 views is awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a milestone.
Jenna Kutcher. Yeah, thank you, Mind. Thank you, Mind, for working for me. Yeah, it's Jenna Kutcher, and her Pinterest strategy was phenomenal. Now she has a class, I don't know, it's like $200, where she goes even deeper into strategies for building your Pinterest audience to like the 100,000s. But I didn't take that. Honestly, I don't have the money to blow for that right now. If I did, I would in a heartbeat. And when I can afford to throw money towards things like that, then I will. But right now, I'm like, hey, man, I'll just watch the free webinar and take the notes that I can get, the golden nuggets, and then work on it in my own way, which is what I did. Yeah. And it's been working for me because I've been doing it for like two months, and it's growing. It's growing, man. Like it's growing like a bamboo tree, buddy. So yeah, I know that you can see my freaking email, but it's not opening up because this computer is a dinosaur. It's like the Fred Flintstone version.
Oh man, yeah, we need to get the MacBooks.
I need to get a MacBook Pro for real. So anyway, let's just read it. I got it here on the other phone. Maybe that'll just be the best thing to do right now.
Yep.
So the physical tip of the day. Did I send it to you, Sebastian?
Yeah, I have it.
You have it? Can you pull it up?
Yep, I have it pulled up.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Go.
All right, so we have a gladiator themed workout. This is another Nyla Ray workout. You can find it on Pinterest. You can find the stuff on the Instagram as well for the Entrefluential life. Excellent. Yep, there we go. We have levels 1, level 2, level 3, 3, 5, and 7 sets. Between each set, you rest up to 2 minutes. So you're going to do exercises 1 through 7, and then you complete it in one set. You have up to a 2-minute rest between the next one. The first exercise is 40 jumping jacks. Then you're following with exercise number 2, which is going to be 20 tricep dips. You can put yourself in the picture. They have like a bar. Looks like it would be something that I would see on an outdoor run that I used to do with my dad, and we would do the pull-up bars and the push-up bars and stuff like that. They'll have bars lower to the ground for you to do push-ups and dips on. If you don't have that, I would say you can take a bench or even this chair that I'm on right now. I could go and do dips on it on the seat part.
Yep.
So utilize what you have.
Yep.
Exercise number 3, you're going to be doing 20 squats. Looks like they're sticking their arms out once they get into that complete squat form. You can do that, or you can keep your arms together like this. This is what I like to do to brace myself. I keep them right up my chest. For me,
Uh-huh.
that's what's comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Exercise number 4, you're going to go into 40 mountain climbers.
Yeah.
Number 5, which is those are intense. Number 5, you're going to do 20 modified V's. So you have your legs, if you imagine you're laying down flat, you raise your ankles, your legs 6 inches off the ground, and then you basically come up like from where your back is
You bring
laying
your
on the
knees to your chest.
exactly, but you want to bring your chest up like at the same time you're bringing your knees
Right.
to your
You're
chest
doing a sit
both at the
up.
same time. Exactly. It's like a the Russian twist when you do the twist when you have your
Yep.
legs up in the air.
Yep.
It's almost like that. So you want to be laying flat and then raise your legs, and then your knees and your chest meet together in the middle. So you want to
Mm-hmm.
like crunch up, and you're I guess you keep your arms like that. They have a modified version of this as well, where you bring your arms out and then you go in. In that one, you don't bring your back all the way back to the ground. So I think what this description wants you to do is you lay flat and then you go into this modified V.
Okay.
Exercise number 6, we have 20 push-ups with rotations.
Yep.
This one's a great one. My mom used to make me do these.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm doing.
great
I'm doing these
exercise for
now too every
stability.
other day.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
really good for stability. It's a hard workout, especially
Yeah.
the goal is to have your feet stacked on top of each other, and then you have
Oh,
to
okay.
raise your arm and keep everything tight. You can't like you want to be on a perfect line of symmetry. I
Yeah.
would say to start off with this workout, put one foot behind the other one. I've talked about this before on the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be much easier for those of you that are starting off. Even for me right now, it's easier for me to do it like this. I can do a couple of them feet stacked, maybe the whole amount, but it's pushing myself pretty hard. It's like some after I do a certain amount of the good ones, which I can recommend for you guys as well. Do the harder version first, and then once you feel like your form is starting to slack, you never want to lose emphasis on the form of the workouts that you're doing. So when your form starts to fail, then instead of having your feet stacked together like this, put one right behind the other one. You can even do like a half stack. That's going to brace you to have much better form. The biggest thing that I can tell you guys is the form in the gym. Everything that you do, it doesn't matter how much weight you're doing, doesn't matter where you are compared to where everybody else is. Forget about all of that. Unlearn what you have learned, and then you got to teach yourself the right things. And the right thing in the gym is form. That's the biggest key for any movement in the gym.
Absolutely.
So
Take your time, right?
take your time and get the basics down right
Go
first.
slow
The
and do it.
weight's going to move up over time. That's just what's going to happen. When you show up there every day or 3 days, 4 days a week, it's going to increase.
Yeah.
It's not something fast. So don't expect it
Yeah.
to increase fast.
Yep. But you got to eat
That's
right
a
too,
big
man,
thing.
because that's where I'm failing right now. I'm eating desserts, cookies, and ice cream all the time, and it's just going straight to my gut. So, like, even though I'm doing all these kind of crazy exercises, it's not showing. My gut's getting bigger. Not my butt, my gut.
It's
Because
it's
of the
pretty
junk food.
much it's tough. Like I would say for with the junk food, just have one serving size of whatever that is. So if you're unfortunate enough to like Oreos, for example, you can only have 3 Oreos because it's like 120 to 160 calories for 3 of them.
Oh my
That's a
god.
it's a lot amount. So it's a big amount. So like right now, I'm doing pretty good at shredding right now. You guys aren't going to be able to tell just yet, but like over time, as I keep doing my training and I keep honing down my diet, you guys are going to see more differences in my physique and my face. I have chipmunk cheeks right now. It's going to go away, I promise.
Let's go. Let's
Um,
go.
it's happening, yeah. So pretty much like every time I go to the boxing gym now, my coach is kind of noticing like my conditioning is getting a lot better. I'm getting better at the skipping rope. I'm getting more light on my feet, and a lot to do with that is I've changed my diet like over the past week and a half, up to 2 weeks that I told them I want to get serious with the training.
Yeah.
I can't just get serious in the gym. I have to get serious in the
On
kitchen.
eat.
And that's yeah, that's a huge thing. Like all my cravings and stuff. So like I've
Yeah.
still been having some sweets, but instead of having the whole sleeve or the whole thing, like I would, and I would still go for more after that too. Um, I just have the one serving size of that, or I take a couple things. Like I have a little box of some peanut butter cups. I'll
Yeah.
take 1 to 2 of those,
Okay.
maybe 3, but I try to keep it to 1 to 2. And
Yeah.
then I'll have that in the day and it's not hurting me right now. I'm still losing weight right now. I'm feeling better in the gym and my training. I feel more agile. I'm feeling my conditioning is improving. So you can have those sweet stuff, but I would say you really want to minimize it. If you can keep it down to like maybe 1 or 2 days a week where you have a little nibble, then that's the best way. If you do it every night, like you got to keep it super, super minimal that it's not going to affect you. I would say, and every night's not a good idea either. I'm working on that right now as well. Is like the mental discipline to not have it every single day. And if you like ice cream, you can get Halo Top. There's a lot lower calorie options. Like you can get a pint of Halo Top. You can eat the whole thing for 300 calories, or you can get Ben and Jerry's for 1,200 calories. Which one would you rather have? You know, which one is going to help you meet your goal more? It's going to be the Halo Top. It's so
Mhm.
much less calories and the stuff that's inside of it. So we'll get more into that nutritional stuff in another episode. But to continue with the gladiator workout, the last exercise we have is 20 up and down planks. So you start off in the plank position, like, you know, almost like you're going to go into a push-up. You're in the plank, and then you want to bring your elbows down. So it's like if I'm on one side, I bring this elbow down, then I bring this elbow down, and then I extend fully back up. It's going to be a great workout, like core, deep core training, shoulder training. It's working your arms. You're even almost getting a tricep pump at the same time if you think about it, because you're having your arms at shoulder width apart. You come down, then you're pushing back up. You're exploding back up into that plank position. You're working your triceps in this movement, and you're using the front delts as well. So it's a great shoulder workout, tricep workout, and a deep core workout for that exercise number 7. Now that you've completed all of this, you have up to 2 minutes to rest. Then you're back at it for the next set. See where your conditioning is at. If you can only do one set, you did a great job today. If you can do two, do two. If you can do 3 and complete level 1, then complete level 1. Do whatever you can. Do the best at it. If you push yourself really, really hard and you feel like you're going to throw up, then you're making really good work. And you don't have to feel like you're going to throw up every time. Some workouts will be like that, but as long as you're pushing yourself to the point where you feel like you can't do another rep, you feel like you've hit exhaustion, then you had an amazing workout for that day and you really pushed yourself, and that's going to improve your conditioning much faster.
All right. Thank you for that, Sebastian. And what is our mental tip of the day?
It's another quote. I don't know who this quote is by,
It's an
but it
unknown
says,
author,
it's an unknown author. It's unknown.
but
It's
it
a
came from
mystery. It's an entrefluential life mystery that we have going on. It's a Pinterest mystery. We're gonna have to
Who are
investigate this
these?
and figure
Who are
out.
these phantom geniuses?
Yeah, who are you? So the quote is, if you want to be successful, be consistent. And I think that any person that has had a level of success, and I've been watching a couple things on TikTok, YouTube, and stuff like that of people getting interviewed, and especially if you watch Hell's Kitchen, if you watch Kitchen Nightmares, Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay, if he brings guests on the show, he'll
Uh-huh.
typically ask them like, what did you do to maintain this level of success? He had
Uh-huh.
Tony Hawk on one of his last episodes on the new season I saw, and or a newer season, and he was saying like being consistent. And then the other skater was a really young girl who's already well known in the skate community. I would say, like for Gordon Ramsay to have her on with Tony Hawk, she's making a really big impact. And even she said like attention to detail, and I believe she said consistency as well. And so that's the biggest thing, is like you want to have quality. If you have a restaurant, if you're a chef, you want to consistently put out good food for every customer. That way people have a good thing to say about it. You get good reviews, and they know that every time they come to your restaurant, you're going to provide good food. You're not going to go one day and the service was kind of crappy, I don't really feel like going back there. No, the service has to be amazing every single time. And that's with consistency. And that's any aspect of your life. If you're consistent, you're going to make the changes. And that's why people are successful, is those ones that are successful, they've been consistent for a long, long, long period of time. It doesn't come quickly. So that's why if you want to be successful, you need to be consistent.
Love it. Hey, look, I got you. I got a little bit more of the background on you, and you can see the
Oh,
chair
nice.
artwork back there.
Yeah, I like that. I love the artwork back there. Yes, I'm happy you got that.
That's awesome, man.
I love this artwork.
Yeah, me too. That's super nice. That's
Oh
a really
man, it looks
nice room.
beautiful. Thank you,
So
thank
yeah,
you.
100% on us having to be consistent in order to achieve results, because it takes time. And the more effort you
Yeah.
put into it, the closer you get to the goal. And a lot of people fail when they get 1 inch away from success. And they
You
don't
could
know
be
that
so
they can't see
close.
the future, but they're just right there, man. And if they just kept pushing on and being persistent, consistent, then they could achieve that goal. And the thing is, if you will never lose if you never quit. I think if you just keep going forward, you're a winner. Even if you don't make it to the top of the goal that you're aspiring to achieve, you will, if you aim for the stars, you're going to reach at least the sky. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So let's go.
Exactly.
So let's aim high, and you have a higher probability of reaching higher levels, much higher levels of success than everybody else around you, and that's a beautiful thing.
That is a beautiful thing, baby. I
Yeah,
agree 100%.
yeah,
So many
baby.
people get stuck in not even trying. Like, yeah, if you don't quit, you never failed. Like you never took a loss, I should say. You can take a lot of failures. It's the difference between a failure and a loss. You only fail once you give up.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a book called "Fell Forward" that it changes your mindset about failure. Right here it is. This one's by Dr. John Maxwell. It's called "Failing Forward." Failure is your friend because
Exactly.
it's a teacher. It teaches you what not to do. Look at Thomas Edison when he's trying to discover the light bulb. You know, he had to go through like 1,000 iterations to
Yep.
discover what things don't work to find the thing that does work. So make failure your friend,
Exactly.
right? And let failure be a teacher, a guide, instructions, but you got to take notes because if you're not taking notes of what doesn't work and you keep repeating it, that's not a good thing to repeat. A good thing to repeat is effort, energy, your frameworks, your systems, your processes, those things that will help move the needle forward. That's worth repeating. Don't repeat the failures, but if you're not cognizant of those failures, then you're setting yourself up to continue repeating the same problems. And this is what people do in life, man. People
Yeah.
they know that getting drunk is not good for you, but then they go and do it
Right.
anyway. Well, hello, if you keep repeating the same bad pattern, what do you expect is going to happen? You know,
Exactly.
right? So repeat the
100%.
things that are helpful, turn down, right? Turn the volume down on the things that are hurtful, and you're going to find
Yeah.
success in all areas of your life,
That's right.
right? Okay, so we're going to move to, I'm cognizant of the time. It's already 7:43. We got to wrap this up, right? Because you got work. So let's go ahead and jump into the spiritual tip of the day, which comes from 1 Thessalonians. This is from Living the 66 Books of the Bible by Dr. David Jeremiah. It's a quick 1.5 page, really 1 page summary of the whole book of 1 Thessalonians from the New Testament of the Bible. And then it comes with 4 key themes, which Sebastian's going to share with you. And I'm going to quickly read the summary. So here we go. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout. When we really visualize that moment, it makes us want to shout too. After Paul established a church in Thessalonica in Acts 17, he was driven from the area before he could give the new believers the extended teaching they needed. This is when Christians were being persecuted. For example, he told them Christ would soon return, but he wasn't able to provide details. He wrote this letter to them, and every chapter ends with a reference to the Lord's return. Chapter 4 gives us the most vivid picture in the Bible of the moment when Christ will come in the air to rapture his church and raise those who have died in him. What encouragement! We're not to sorrow as others who have no hope. Instead, we're to comfort one another with these words. What does that mean? Wait, hold on. But that's not all. The anticipation of our Lord's return should make us diligent soldiers clad in the breastplate of faith and love with the hope of salvation as our helmet. In this way, we'll be able to warn the unruly, comfort the faint-hearted, and uphold the weak, and be patient with everyone. The biblical truths about the return of Christ aren't given simply to reveal our future. They are meant to enhance the quality of our present day daily lives. Because Christ is coming for me one day, I must live in productive anticipation of his return. Busy, hopeful, watchful, occupying my time wisely until he returns. So basically, what we're saying here is that 2,000 years ago, the Apostle Paul, which was a disciple of Jesus Christ, he was actually, at first, when he was Saul, he changed his name to Paul under God's command. He was out persecuting Christians. So when Jesus came, Jesus died on the cross. He was buried. He resurrected, went back up to heaven. And you can check history and find that this is actually truthful in our historical documents. There's evidence that this really happened 2,000 years ago. And Paul was one of the 12 disciples that went out and shared the gospel, which is the story of God coming to earth and dying for our sins. And then they start sharing that with the world around them in the Middle East. And what happened was the Roman soldiers and the Jewish soldiers went after these Christians to kill them. They wanted to quench the voice of these 12 people and everybody else who followed. There were thousands of people that came to believe in Jesus and went and shared that word. It just rapidly transformed the entire world. The whole world shifted from polytheism, which is a belief in many gods, to monotheism, which is a belief in one God. It was the birth of the Greek Orthodox Church. It was the birth of the Catholic Church, and eventually which spread out into becoming the Christian Church as well, which Catholics and Christians are all Christians. Greek Orthodox are Christians too. Anybody who believes in Christ is a Christian. So all of these doctrine, these different disciples of Jesus went out and started these churches to share this information here. Number one, they're saying have hope that God is going to come back and fix the world, right? That's what the second coming is about. It's about recreating earth, recreating it completely to take sin out so that there's no more pain and suffering and that we can live in peace. But only the people who actually believe that Jesus died for their sins, it's called the atonement, will get into heaven. And if you don't believe in and you're living a selfish life against God, all right, because God is righteous. If you live for God, then you get the blessing. If you live against God, then you're going to go to hell, which is a fire, a lake of fire, a place like, imagine a cave with a fiery lake and fire and demons and torture. It says in the Bible, crying and gnashing of teeth. That's the consequent eternal pain and suffering for the people who go against God, anti-Christ, anti-Christians. So this message about him coming back gives us hope that we are going to have a new life, a new earth. We're going to be recreated. And it also says, hey, for those people who are living selfish lives and hurting other people, right? Evil is hurting other people. It's saying, hey, wake up. You're doing things the wrong way. You're living an unrighteous life. And that pain and suffering that you're causing other human beings during this lifetime, this journey that you're on right now through life is preparation for the next life. And if you don't get it right, then you're going to suffer forever, baby. And you don't want to be on that side of the coin. You want to be on the positive side of the coin where you get to enjoy other people in community forever, right? You want to be a student of this content here so that you can live life right. And so you're supposed to help people that are hurting. You're supposed to love one another. And that's the command. Just help others. Don't live for yourself. Live for other people. I mean, it's okay to live for yourself, but live for other people as well. Don't make living for yourself your sole focus. And so he's saying, rejoice, follow the instructions, and live in peace, hope, love, faith, and you'll be good to go. What do you got for our key takeaways, Sebastian?
Yeah, I have the key theme for today is since Christ may come at any moment, live productively, faithfully, and expectantly. You've got to expect his return. The key challenge, live each day in expectation of the Lord's return. Key verse, therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. 1 Thessalonians?
Yeah.
Nice. Thessalonians verse 5-6. The key prayer, Heavenly Father, thank you for the imminent return of Christ for his bride. May I live in productive anticipation as I await his return.
Awesome. I love that. I think about it every single day. I think about and I pray for people every single day because I think at the end of it all, like when you think about what our mission is, our purpose is here in life, yes, we have these gifts that are given to us and we're supposed to use it properly. And so if you're not heaven-minded, then you're not going to be using your gifts properly. If you are only self-indulgent minded, like serving yourself, then you're going to be using your gifts improperly. And the impact of it in the long run is either going to be helpful or hurtful, depending on the decision that you make, right? So you have a fork in the road and you have to decide which way you're going to go. Are you going to live a life of selfishness or selflessness? And it's not perfect, but the more that you lean towards selflessness, that's the right pathway to take. A path of righteousness means that you're walking in a way that is pleasing to God. When you're walking in a way that's pleasing to God, you get blessings. You get he expands the things that he gives you to manage, because we don't own anything in life. We are born with nothing, and we will leave this earth with nothing. Go check out Egypt and the great kings' tombs, right? The pyramids, and all you're gonna find is dead bodies, right? Go to any cemetery,
Yeah.
and all you're gonna find are bones, right, in the
Yeah.
grave. Nobody's taking whatever. Hey, they could have planted, a bag of gold in the ground with that body, but guess what? That bag of gold is either still there or taken by somebody who dug it up and stole it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all you're gonna find are the bones. You cannot take the physical possessions with us. You can't. Right? We come into this world with nothing. We leave the world with nothing. How are we going to live from here to there? Right? It's a race, and we're going from point A to point B. How are you going to get there? What are you going to do in the process? Is what matters the most, because that's what's going to matter in the day of judgment when we die. Okay? And so when you
Yes.
live with hopefulness that you're doing life the right way, honoring God, honoring other people, right? Because humans are important. Humans are valuable. And not living like humans are animals, which some people will lead you to believe that we're just animals and you do whatever the heck you want. That is a terrible ideology, a terrible instruction, and a terrible way of life. So I advise you, do your research and figure out which one has more weight, which one is more valuable, which one will make you live a better, more productive life, and you go make that decision on your own. Our entrefluential tip of the day is this. It comes from a guy named Donald Miller, and it's a program that I recently took, a book that I recently read called The Small Business Flight Plan, and this is for coaching, right? So the topic is how to build a thriving coaching business. And I'm going to give you 6 steps to build a thriving coaching business. But here's the question of why. This specifically talks to people who want to become coaches. Maybe you have a business that you're happy doing. It's your passion business. Like me, for me, it's real estate, right? But maybe you want to earn some additional side money, some side hustle cash, right? So this could be a way for you to do it. Or maybe it could be that you're at a great place in your life. You've been doing very well, successful for the last 10, 15, 20 years, or even 5 years, maybe even 3 years. And now you want to help somebody else that's coming behind you. You want to be their coach, their mentor. So this will be helpful for you as well. This is going to give you some instructions on how to carry that out, how to get it done. And I'm going to try to do this within 7 minutes because it's almost 8 o'clock and we got to roll. So the first question is why? Why should you be a coach, a business coach? And here's why. 25% of small businesses fail within the first year. 45% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. And 65% fail within 10 years, completely fail within 10 years. So to improve your chances of success, you should systematize your small business to run like a big business, which means going from entrepreneurship to enterprise, from small business to enterprise level business. Okay? It means professionalize your business. All right. How do you do that? How does a coach do that? Well, if you follow the small business flight plan, it will take a coach from 6 months to a year to take a client all the way through the small business flight plan to ensure that they're taking care of these 6 different departments of the business. And if you find that this is interesting, go on to Udemy and look up my name, John W. Tanner, and you'll find a class called Up Professional Growth Plan, where I take you through all of the things that you need to do to install these different departments in your business. So what are those departments? Leadership, marketing, sales, legal, human resources, products and services, operations, and finance. He limits it to 6. I think I go through like 8 different ones in my class, but here we're just going to look at the 6 that he talks about in his book, The Small Business Flight Plan. So the step 1 when you're creating your coaching business is to create a menu of products that you're going to sell to your clients. So when you have a menu of products, you're getting granular, you're zeroing in on what you're offering. Because if you don't know what you're offering, then how can you sell it? You got to know what it is before you can pitch it and sell it to other people. So it could be, to just give you some examples of what products you could sell as a coach, you could have a bi-monthly coaching service where you meet twice a month, once every other week with your client for 30 minutes to an hour, let's say 45 minutes. Maybe you do a 1 hour consult, 45 minutes of guidance, and then 15 minutes of Q&A. That's one thing, is the bi-weekly coaching. A second thing is you could do a 12-month mastermind where you meet with a small group and you coach the whole small group of business leaders, business owners in your community. Like maybe you meet up at Denny's or IHOP or Panera every morning on Saturday for a month, right? Or maybe it could be a 12-month program where you meet once a month or once every other week for 12 months for a small business mastermind meetup. And then during that 1 hour meeting on a Saturday morning at Panera, you have somebody be the guest speaker, and they present a lesson on leadership, on sales, on marketing, on the things that you need, the six basic categories of a business to help guide them in running their businesses, right? And you can pass the baton, or the microphone in this case, to different leaders of the group for them to do their homework and to come and do the presentation at the next meeting, so that you get some diversity in the group, right? So it's a little bit more entertaining rather than hearing the same person talk over and over again. Then the third thing that you could do is a one-day workshop for small business owners. So this could look like, I have some examples here. Here, the sales funnel workshop for sales professionals looking to fine-tune their closing techniques to enhance their sales conversion rates. That's one that I have here that I created. This sales funnel workshop is 2 hours long, and it's interactive. You actually have assignments that you have to do. There's 3 key lessons, and the people that are in this workshop have assignments to do, so that when they walk away, they've got an action plan that they already started to implement in the workshop. That's way more productive than going and sitting at a half-day seminar and just listening to somebody talk for half a day, and then you got, okay, now I got to go implement, and I don't know what to do. Where do I start? This is actually 2 hours. Let's get in there and make it happen, and then when you go home, you finish the job. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Then the next type of consulting, or it's actually consulting versus coaching. It's a higher level of service. This is called 6-month fractional COO consulting. So this will be a chief operations officer. Let's say that you have a friend whose business needs a turnaround. They're about to fail. They're at the end of their 1 year mark. And it looks like if they don't turn things around, they're going to shut down. And so you could come in and be a fractional chief operations officer, COO, for 6 months. And they pay you as a consultant to do that job. Let's say you charge 50 grand and you come in and you help them turn around their business by installing all of these different programs from each department. Okay, so the next thing that you could do is a 1-day sales training workshop, like I just said right there. So we have the sales training workshop. You have a startup business workshop. The startup business workshop could be something like you come in and you figure out, you brainstorm what type of business you want to start. So if you think about incubator programs, that's what a startup business workshop would be. You give some instruction on how a business should be structured, but then you let the people brainstorm what type of business they could do that they would enjoy. And they have to get granular on, is there a market for this product or service that they're creating to sell to the marketplace? Is there a market for it, right? In other words, is it marketable? Why would you create a cup if nobody's ever going to use it?
Right.
Bad idea. You create something that people need. So you find out what they want, then you give them what they want. And the second thing is, how am I going to produce it? Can I mass produce it? So if there is a need, how am I going to meet that need? And so that's what a start a business workshop does, is help people brainstorm on how to get from ideation to creation, implementation, and action going forward, right? That's what a start a business workshop should do. So number 1, create a menu of products and services. Number 2, create a potential client list. Who are the ideal clients that you can serve as a coach? You come up with that list, you start sending out emails, you do direct mail campaigns to build up word of mouth and find referrals. And then once you've created your content, then go pitch that content. Do it on TikTok, do it on Instagram, do it on YouTube videos like we're doing right now. Do it on a podcast. This is this is meta teaching. Our podcast, Giving Instruction, is a great way for us to pitch on how we could be a coach or a consultant for other people, right? We have a class, a Udemy class. You could go and take that class for $50 and learn about the different components of a startup business, right? This is a great way to market your coaching services, okay? So we also talked about doing the mastermind meetings. That's a great way for you to make connections with small business owners, and you can find consultants in that regard. Okay. Next thing is that you want to do, step number 3, is to get your website right. You should think about your website as a place for them to go ahead and be able to subscribe to your newsletter so they can get ongoing content, to be able to listen to your podcast. So they have so you upload video links to your podcast, and you should also be able to have a place for them to order your services. So if you don't have a link in there where they can subscribe and or register for your coaching, put a link in there so they can register for it. Then the next thing that you want to do, and there's more details about how to get your website right with the kinds of content that you want to include. So testimonials is valuable, so you want to take a look at that. Go read the small business the book that I mentioned here, the small business flight plan, and it'll give you more guidance on how to do that. Then step number 5 is to set realistic goals and expectations. This is the quote that I have from the book. When you set your sales and revenue goals, you'll be motivated to engineer the accomplishment of those goals. So give yourself, for instance, how many one-on-one coaching clients do you want to do a month? How many sales training workshops do you want to do per quarter? How many fractional COO jobs can you do in a year? Well, if you're doing a 6-month program, you could probably only do it twice a year. If you're meeting with them 2 times a week, because you got to do your coaching clients as well, so you got to squeeze it in. So maybe make your goal to do 2 fractional COO gigs per year. So that's step number 5 is setting your goals, and then step number 6 is offer repeatable, dependable frameworks to the people that you're serving, the small business owners. And by that, we're talking about systems, processes, and playbooks. For each of those departments, you need systems and processes for your sales department. You need systems and processes for your marketing department. You need systems and processes for your finance department, your financials, right? Your income and operating expense statements, okay? Those are important for you to have systems and processes. So you teach these people, these clients of yours, how to install those systems and processes. Being repeatable is the way to our pathway to success, which is what we talked about in the beginning of the show, right? The mindset.
Yes.
Be consistent. Be consistent. And that's it. I mean, I could go a whole lot deeper into the details of all 6 of these departments, but we're out of time. And go read the Small Business Flight Plan by Donald Miller, and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed it. Thank you. Yeah, it was good. Too, very informational. Yeah.
Hey, it's 8:03 and we got to roll.
Yeah, we do. We got to roll big time.
So don't forget, like here I have on my coffee coaster, you are my sunshine. You people are our sunshine. We get excited to serve you. Don't we, Sebastian?
Oh, absolutely. No, we have a great time. I enjoy doing it every time. I enjoy it much more that I have a little space to do this now. So
I love your background. It's only getting better, baby.
I'm loving it. Oh yeah. One day we'll be in the studio, but for now, I'm grateful for this. So I'm enjoying it a lot. We have fun every time we come on here for you guys. So I hope that you guys are learning something with us, because like that's the whole reason why we started this, was to be able to talk to each other more throughout the week, to see each other face to face on the camera, and to improve ourselves and to learn more and become better people. And we hope that in turn of us learning something new, I hope that you guys learn something new with us. And I hope that you get motivation from the episode to go and start your day and attack the week. Don't react to it. I hope that it gives you some clarity. Like, I hope the things that we talk about on here can give you guys some clarity in your own life. I feel like when I would go to church, there would always be a message that somehow would apply to my life. And it didn't matter when I went. If I went one Sunday, skipped a Sunday, went the next Sunday, somehow this stuff is still relating to me and still speaking to me. And it sucks when I get called out, because I'm like, okay, I got to fix some things. And it's good, like sometimes it's good to hear certain things that you don't want to. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys had a great time watching today, whenever you watch this, or if you watch it next week, whenever it is. We appreciate you guys for tuning in for this whole process of us getting this podcast started. It's going to get a lot better. It's going to keep improving little by little. And
hey,
I hope you guys... Huh?
It's been a 2-year journey so far. It's been fun.
It's been a two. God, I wish we could just call it 2 weeks. Oh man, it has been a journey. But yeah, we're gonna keep improving for you guys. We're gonna keep getting better. I'm gonna create an Etsy shop to have merchandise on there. It's I guess an announcement for the end of this episode. I don't know how soon I'm gonna do it. I think today, depending on how work goes, either today or tomorrow. I know this week I want to get it started, so we're
That's
gonna
his new
make an
project. I'm
Etsy
excited
store.
for him to get started on that project because we need some merch. Entrefluential
We
Life
need
merch.
some merchandise. I want
I
to
want to
get
wear that
like
T-shirt
some
when I go jogging.
quotes.
When I'm at the gym,
Yes.
the Entrefluential
Yep.
Life early morning show.
Exactly. We're gonna have some like that, and then some
Entrefluential
like
Life hat.
yes, Entrefluential Life hat,
Be
coffee
entrefluential.
mug,
Be an
all of that
influencer.
stuff.
Be an
Yeah, and
entrefluencer. Join the
yep,
club.
join the club.
Yeah, we need some stickers to put on the back of the laptop. Make one of
Yep.
those.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
I'm
I
all
want to
about
have.
it, man. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then on the
Hey, we
back
need
of
to
the
get some
shirt.
balloons with the logo too, so that when we do events, we can have the balloons in the let's say like we rent a banquet room at a hotel and we
That
invite
would be
people to
cool.
come and join us, right? We can have balloons with the logos on them,
That would be amazing.
right?
I would like that.
And
I don't
those
know if
confetti
Etsy can do
poppers,
that,
like
but
woo, pop, 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 confetti
yep,
poppers,
yep.
music, DJ playing music in the background,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
right?
would
Wouldn't that
love
be
that. That
exciting?
would
That's
be
awesome,
epic. That
man.
would be epic. Oh yeah. So
Woo! Okay.
it's
Well,
gonna come out soon.
yes, we're
Yep.
manifesting it.
Yeah, we are. So yeah, you guys be on the lookout for that. And once we have the page up and running with some stuff on there for you guys to purchase, then we'll announce it in the show. But without further ado, I hope you guys are ready to attack the week. Don't react to it, and go out there and
And
amplify
amplify
your
your
message.
message. Woo!
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Woo!
you.
Good job. Bye,
All
everybody.
right.
Have a fantastic
Bye-bye.
day. Love you all. Take care. God bless you all. We'll see you next week.
Hi, Max. Then there's
Nice,
this area over
nice,
here,
nice
printer,
video. Oh,
little tour. Here's my setup, so you guys know what I was watching.
that is awesome.
All right, bye.
All right, we're gonna sign off now. Thank you,
Love you
guys.
guys.
Go out there and amplify your message.